Hello, it's Peter Merrick, and I want to welcome you. And I'm very excited tonight because we're going to be talking about a question that I spent 30 years trying to answer myself. And I believe I found the answer. And it's, what are the indicators that a successful business owner is ready to transition out of their business? Now, we have to remember that no one lives forever. So you either are going to choose to leave on your terms, or you're going to leave on someone else's. Because I don't know anyone who's lived forever. And what's really important is life gets better. So if you make that transition, or if you're a trusted advisor who helps their client make that transition, the last third of your client's life will be the best third, because they have so much wisdom to give back. And we've been leading up to this conversation. We talked about Andrew Carnegie. In 1901, he sold his business, and he was the world's wealthiest individual who'd ever lived. And he spent the next 18 years consciously making the world better. He stepped into a role that he had not done, but he wanted to do, because he wrote a beautiful essay in 1898, 3 years before he sold his business, where he actually says what he would like to do if he had all the money in the world, which meant it was free for him to make choices through philanthropy, taking care of family, and taking care of society. So I'm going to share with you the 5 indicators that the conversation with a successful business owner about planning their exit. What are the indicators to start that conversation? So advisors out there, if you're not having that conversation, I guarantee you there's about 50 other people having it. So let's go over the 5 indicators that I've discovered. One is age. From the ages of 55 to 70, that is the prime spot where people are very open to selling their business, to have that conversation, to prepare to sell their business. Why? Because they come to the realization that there's more days behind them than ahead of them, and the excitement that they once had, they just don't have the physical prowess anymore. And up until 55, most business owners are keep on building and putting everything back into the business, and around 55, people start thinking about taking money off the table. Number 2, fatigue. They've been doing what they've been doing for so long, they want to do something else. Now, I had a really interesting conversation with the managing partner of one of the large 4 public accounting firms. And I asked him regarding their mandatory retirement at 64. I said, how do the partners deal with that, knowing that being a partner, they have to actually retire by 64? Let me give you the answer he shared with me. He said, Peter, most of the partners choose to leave between the ages of 55 and 58. So I turned to him and I said, why? Because he said they believe they have one more kick at the can. Now they got enough money that they can go and do the things they always wanted to do. And that happens to be indicator number 3. You have enough money. So people go into a business. Why? Because they want to provide a lifestyle for themselves. Most people, it's not about creating a legacy. So sometimes we run so far and so fast, we don't really take stock. So you want to do an evaluation of your company to see what it's worth. And if you have the money, then you would be more open to exit on your terms. Take money off the table, chips off the table. Number 4, partners. How many of you know people who were really great friends when they started their business, and now they have nothing to do with each other? So now they want out. And lastly, the future. The future doesn't look so great. Many people are coming out of COVID and they've survived. However, they don't know if they have that energy anymore to go and do it again, to deal with the changes that are happening. Most of my very, very successful business clients understand that they are in the impediment of the company's growth and huge potential, because they don't have the energy anymore, and they know the future requires someone who has lots of power and lots of energy, and that is something they don't have. So if someone meets those 5 criteria and you are a business owner, you should be asking yourself, how am I going to exit? And then you should be asking, what advisors do I have? And the way that you choose advisors is really simple. You ask 3 simple questions. I ask this all the time of myself when I'm dealing with someone. 1, can I trust them? They're doing what's good for them and also for me. Are they committed to excellence? They're constantly learning and improving, and they're committed to that. But most importantly, do they care about me? Do they care about you? Because who cares how much of an expert they are? If they don't care about your well-being, you're not going to go and achieve what you need. You guys have been great. I look forward to actually going more into detail on succession planning and business planning. I wrote over 800 columns on this topic, 3 textbooks, but this is the one, this is my opus, The King of Main Street. I wrote this book for everybody, for the trusted advisor and the business owner. So much of what I've been talking about in my videos, it's in this book, The King of Main Street. And it's my passion, and the reason why I love talking about these subjects is because each of us have a legacy. And I've come to the conclusion that I like communication. And years ago, when I wrote my first book on succession planning, I realized that there was a huge hole in the industry. So, if you like this, put thumbs up, share, and follow. You guys have been wonderful, and check me out on Amazon, The King of Main Street. Have a wonderful, wonderful